Hello and welcome to a rather chilly Glasgow. And the video that I'm actually going to do is not about Glasgow or the Commonwealth Games. We are here to do a recce because the Commonwealth Games is just about a month and more away. The video I'm going to do is going to focus on Ajit Agarkar. It's quite windy, so if the camera moves a bit, you will know that it is because of the wind. You know, Ajit Agarkar doesn't have a very pleasing job. As chairman of the selection committee in India, it's always going to be hard. Because the selection committee can never please everybody. And it is not the job of the selection committee to please everybody either. But when you have that pool of talent, when you have that level of talent in India, it is extremely difficult for any selection committee to pick a team that will kind of appeal to the Indian cricketing public. And Ajit Agarkar obviously is in the same boat. Having said that, I will describe Ajit Agarkar's tenure with two words: ruthless and focused. Now, you and I might differ with Agarkar on a couple of selections. In fact, I do. For example, I think Bhuvaneshwar Kumar should have had a look in, and I think age is just a number. Now, you might argue with me saying, but the next T20 World Cup is 2 months away. Preparations start in earnest from now. Why are you wanting to take Bhuvaneshwar Kumar? What is the argument? For me, it is only about performance. And if somebody is performing very well, you must take that person, is the plain and simple logic that I go by. By similar logic, I would have said maybe Rajat Patidar also merited a look in to the team. Having said that, yes, I disagree on these 2 points, but then when I take a look at the team that has been picked either for Ireland or for England, you know, also the Asian Games, I realize that there is not one player in that team who is perhaps unworthy or should not have been picked. I realize that Ajit Agarkar and his selection committee has picked a team basis merit, basis performance, basis potential that these guys can do well. And that is something that I cannot disagree with. I might disagree on some selections, like I said, but I cannot disagree with the people who have been picked because each one of them have been picked on merit. And that's something I have to give Agarkar and his team. Now, here comes the important part. You know, when I take a look at the selections over the last couple of years, it is not easy if you are an Indian selector to overlook a Virat Kohli or a Rohit Sharma. These people have iconic status in India. They are literally cult. They are deified. They are like demigods. They are worshipped by a legion of fans. They have a cult status. Now, how on earth do you kind of negate such people? How do you overlook them? Because you know that they have incredible presence on social media. The moment you kind of say no to any of them, you will be castigated, you will be trolled, you will be picked on. But for you know, Ajit Agarkar and his committee to be able to do that takes a lot of courage. I mean, we have seen such bold calls. Again, I'm saying, you can agree, you can disagree. That's not the point, but the point, what they believe in, the call that Agarkar and his team has taken, if they believe in something, they've gone ahead and done that. That's the focus, and that's the ruthlessness I'm talking about here. So, to go beyond Virat Kohli, to go beyond Rohit Sharma in certain formats, to go beyond Hardik Pandya, to go beyond Jasprit Bumrah or keep Jasprit Bumrah only for the ODIs and look beyond him at least for the T20s, because in the short term you might miss Jasprit Bumrah. These are important calls that Ajit Agarkar and his selection committee has taken. Take the case of Shubman Gill. Now, Shubman Gill was picked by Ajit Agarkar and this same selection committee and the team management ahead of the Asia Cup, made into vice captain. Shubman Gill did not do justice. Unfortunately for him, he wasn't able to make the most of the opportunity. He was there for a couple of months, September, October, got the Australia series, got the Asia Cup, got a couple of home series, but thereafter for the World Cup, he was overlooked. So what did Ajit Agarkar and his team do? They made a mistake. They realized that it did not work. They went with potential or the understanding that Gill could well be the successor, could be an all-format captain, could be the one who succeeds Surya. But when they realized that the Gill experiment was not working, they decided to look beyond Gill. They decided to course correct. Now, that's something that you've got to keep in mind, that Agarkar and his selection committee have time and again, have repeatedly been able to do that. They made a mistake, they course corrected. They changed it. Even now, Shubman Gill had a fantastic IPL. A 700-run IPL with a strike rate of 165. Gill was sensational. Now you might say that, oh, he didn't score in the final. Doesn't matter. He was responsible for taking his team to the final. That 100 against in that playoff was a tremendous innings. And one must keep that in mind, that for Gujarat, that 100 literally kind of pulverized the opponent. So given the kind of effort and another 700-run season, they could have easily gone with Gill. Proven leadership candidate, proven pedigree, India's red ball superstar at the moment, 50-over captain, easy selection to do. But even then, Ajit Agarkar and his committee did not pick on Shubman Gill. They looked beyond Shubman Gill, asked him, or clearly the indication is for Shubman Gill to focus on red ball cricket, to focus on the 50-over format. There is enough and more cricket in both of these formats with the World Cup next year, with the WTC cycle on, and they went ahead with Shreyas Iyer. That's the final point, the Shreyas Iyer point. Now everybody knows that Ajit Agarkar and Shreyas Iyer have a bit of a history that goes back to 2018 when Ajit Agarkar was selected for Mumbai, and there was a bit of a thing which is out in the public domain between Ajit Agarkar and Shreyas Iyer. Now that's the point. Did they reconcile? The answer is I don't know. I don't know if Ajit Agarkar and Shreyas Iyer did reconcile, but that is not even relevant. Today, when Shreyas Iyer has been appointed captain, it has been done by Ajit Agarkar as the chairman of the selection committee. So the only thing that has mattered to Agarkar here is performance. Shreyas Iyer, by dint of his performance, has pushed open the door. By dint of his efforts, has been appointed captain of India. And there, personal likes and dislikes, whether there was a fallout, no fallout, whether there was an issue between the two, has never impacted selection, and that's how it should be. And that's why I'm saying this is a forward-looking, ruthless, clear, thought-out selection process. Whether you agree or not is entirely your call, but the selection committee led by Ajit Agarkar has clearly turned a new leaf. They are going by self-belief, going by focus, taking hard calls, making decisions that kind of stand out and will stand out in the annals of Indian cricket. They've changed the nature of selection committees. No longer sentiment, no longer emotion, no longer what the people will say, no longer social media, nothing. If they believe in something, they take the call. I was once having a chat with Ajit and I said, you know, so much is written about you. And he said, look, as long as I'm chairman of selection committee, I will not even read whatever is written about me, because either way, if something good, then I'll feel good. If something bad, I might think about it, I will get influenced. So the idea is not to read anything that is written about me in the media, and only after I give up this position will I take a look. This is a clear-cut thought process, like I said. So like him or not, agree with him or not, you've got to agree that there is a template here. And all that Ajit Agarkar is doing is taking calls and owning the calls. That's what you expect from the chairman of selection committee. And that's what I admire. So he's taking the calls, he's owning the calls, and that's why India is a gun white ball team at the moment. So Ajit Agarkar and selection committee, a very new selection template.